Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my first Terror Tuesday. Today, wow, must be nice. Today is an interesting day. We're going to discuss Fox Hollow Farms. Excuse me, Fox Hollow Farms again. I say. And along with that, we're discussing a serial killer, as a matter of fact. We are going to discuss a guy by the name of Herb Burmeister. Herb Burmeister. Is that not crazy? Let's see here. I've got stuff about the farm on my computer already. I saved it. I think. Oh, the Burmeister. What's that one? But hey, I'll look at here. Well, this is going to be interesting. If anyone asks, he grew up with Herb Burmeister, had a normal childhood. And I'm going to read some of his childhood. He was born to Dr. Herbert E. and Elizabeth Burmeister in Indiana. 1948, he has one sister named Barbara was born. 1954, he has brother Brad born. And 1956, his brother Richard was born. Now, he was the oldest of 4 children. During his early childhood years, he lived with his siblings and parents, her senior and Elizabeth, like I said. By his younger days, his adolescence grew, Herb began to exhibit bizarre behaviors. He would be found playing with dead animals. And at one point, he urinated on a teacher's desk at school. Concerned by their son, Herb and Elizabeth took Herb Jr. in for a series of evaluations. The teenager was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia. It was also suspected that he had multiple personality disorder. Unfortunately, he received no treatment beyond the initial diagnosis. Now, despite the disorder, he carried on as many young people do, attended college for a time, and though he dropped out, he returned to college just a year later. Okay. Herb and his Herb, to an outsider, could be described as a hard worker, though he had quite a few job changes. He has been described by those. Let me put up a picture of him. Let me put a picture so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Put a picture. Okay. Open that in a new tab. Share my screen. Okay, now that's the guy I'm talking about. That is the guy I'm talking about. He has been described by those who knew him as a conservative in ideology, ideology. You know what I'm talking about. And perhaps his conversationalism, which through Boomhauer, you might, let me start that over, guys. Herb Boomhauer, good God. Okay, I can't talk today, people. I'm telling you, I can't talk today. Okay, Herb Buhmeiser, to an outsider, could be described as a hard worker. Even though he had quite a few job changes, he has been described by those who knew him as conservative in ideology, and perhaps this conservatism which drew Brewmeister and his wife together. Herb and his wife, Julia Sator, were married in November of 71. It is clear as to what transpired. Start over. It is unclear, pardon me, as to what transpired within the walls of their home. But in 1970, Julia and Herbert Sr. agreed that the best course of action for Herb Buhmeiser was commitment to a psychiatric institution. He spent 2 months there. 2 months. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. After his release, Herb Buhmeister and his wife attempted to live a normal life. They had 3 children, and Buhmeister began to work at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. While he was employed there, he began to display odd mannerisms. Co-workers first noticed Buhmeister acting out of character when he dressed in drag for a Christmas card. He urinated on a letter which was meant to be sent to the governor of Indiana. Other bizarre behaviors were recorded, and Buhmeister was ultimately fired from his job. If that don't tell you something wrong, nothing will. Julia was forced to return to work, and Buhmeister became a stay-at-home dad. He began to drink. Unknown to his wife, he also began to frequent gay bars. For almost a decade, Buhmeister bounced from job to job until he finally landed a position at a thrift store, where he realized that there was money to be made. Several years he studied business until 1988 when he borrowed $4,000 from his mother. Herb Buhmeister and his wife opened a highly successful thrift store of their own. Okay. Now, this is what gets with newfound financial freedom. The couple acquired an 18-acre farm outside of Indianapolis, which is interesting. The couple began to become respected as successful business people within their community, and the business prospered. Julia, however, didn't fare so well. The business caused much stress between Juliana and her husband. She began to spend more and more time at parents' home with the kids. The new home they purchased didn't match what one would expect from the couple. It fell into disrepair with the exception of the pool house. Herb maintained this building immaculately and would host pool parties, quote unquote pool parties, to mannequins, which he'd dress up and stage around the place. He's nuts. I'm sorry, he's nuts. Um, Julianus wasn't aware, but Herb continued to drink. He continued to visit gay bars at night. It wasn't until 1994 that Herb Buemeister's strange behavior finally came to a head. Okay, now, again, let's see. In 1961, he started over. In 1961, he started attending a high school in North Central High. Was active in biology, geology, government, international relations, and chess clubs. In his adolescence, there's two things. A friend remembers that Herb used to ponder what it was like to taste human urine, and he also found a dead crow on the road, put it in his pocket, and placed on teacher's desk when she wasn't looking. Okay. Graduated from the high school, and like I was reading, this is interesting. This is interesting. 13-year-old son Eric, so Buemeister's son, was playing in the woods behind the home when he stumbled upon a partially buried skeleton. Running home to tell his parents, Herb explained that his father had used skeletons in his research. He claimed that he found some, then simply buried them. Juliana reported believed the story and stayed with her husband. No. Nope. Nope. At the same time that the Buemeister was experiencing success, there were crimes under investigation in the area. Men was reported missing, and they last seen at gay bars in the area. We got back. Someone called me. Okay, I'm back. Sorry guys, I got a little headache today. Anyway, in the area, okay, there was also a string of murders dubbed the I-70 murders. The name was used to describe the discovery of the bodies of gay men along that highway. A private investigator, Virgil Vandegrift, was enlisted to help. He supplied the local gay bars and other establishments with missing posters depicting these men. Eventually, Vandegrift received a worthwhile lead. A man claimed that he spent some time at one of the bars, noticed the patron staring at one of the posters. That patron, he said, must have known something. He witnessed himself. The witness introduced himself, and the patron did as well. He claimed his name was Brian Smart. Okay. This is getting interesting. After the two had become acquainted, Smart invited the witness, Harris, to visit the pool of his home. He'd been tasked with landscaping. Smart says the owners were out of town. Harris then agreed, but and the two men visited the home of Herb Baumeister. Smart initiated a conversation about autoerotic fixation and invited Harris to quote do it to him unquote. Harris agreed. Then Smart told Harris it was his turn. This is ridiculous. During the act, Harris said that it was unclear that Smart had no intention of letting go. After hearing this, Vandegrift contacted the police. Later, later, law enforcement approached Herb Baumeister and his wife requesting that they be allowed to search the property. Both adamantly refused. Now, what I'm wondering, if you're going to refuse that, you got something to hide. But over the next few months, Herb Baumeister began to suffer a breakdown. He drank more and paid less attention to the thrift stores he owned. They fell into debt, and the couple faced bankruptcy. Watching her husband's emotional decline, Juliana made a decision. She picked up the phone and called her attorney. In 1996, Juliana Baumeister is the one, Baumeister, I think, told the attorney of the skeleton found in the backyard by their son. Law enforcement were finally able to get a warrant to search the property. And over the following days, there were over, you ready for this? 5,500 bones and teeth excavated from the ground. Those bones belonged to 7 men, but only 4 were identified. Those 4 were men who had gone missing from the local Indian gay bars. Herb Baumeister wasn't even tried for the murders of these 11 men from Indiana or for any of the other bodies discovered along Interstate 70. The body of Baumeister himself was found on July 3rd, 1996 in Canada. He died of a self-inflicted gun wound to the head. Now, I'm going to show, if I can, pictures of this farm. Okay. You're going to see this is hard. This is hard. Okay, we don't need that. Be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I took my uncle for a second. I want you to see this house. I want you to see inside of this house. Okay. Share my pictures. Okay. That is the hotel based on what I've seen. Okay. That is the living room. That is the basement, the attic, I'm sorry. Okay. Now that is the pool. In the pool house. He would have them go in the pool, go behind them, and strangle them. All right. The living room again. Okay, the living room again. Outside, again, another close look of the pool house, which that's even terrifying looking. Okay, kitchen. Okay, I don't know who they are. Now, I am wanting to show Google Maps exactly where that farm is. Fox Hollow Farm. Okay. From the farm. And, well, but yeah, he was a sicko. He was a sicko. You know, I hate to be into, you know, something like this. He was sick. That guy was sick. I'm sorry. See if I can find another good picture. Okay. Now this is the way it looks today. Okay. I'm gonna do this real quick. Let y'all listen to this video file. Nope. Okay. Some audio here. Being video. Share. Okay. This is the way it looks today. Of course, it's gonna buff. Okay. Now, have y'all listen to this.
History tells the story of the world and of our lives. Sometimes that history goes bump in the night.
Yep.
Broadcasting from the center of oddity and supernatural in Central Florida, it's the History Goes Bump podcast. Haunted True Crime.
Hello, you spectacular people. Welcome to this 376th episode of the History Goes Bump podcast. Ghost tours for the theater of the mind. I'm your host, Diane.
And this is Kelly.
Kelly, on this episode, we have one of our haunted true crimes.
I know, and it's one of my favorites.
So, obviously, this is not going to be an episode for the little ears, more than likely.
Definitely not.
We're going to be covering Fox Hollow Farm. This is a place that people who know Troy Taylor of American Hauntings, he takes people out there to do investigations occasionally.
Yeah, that would be a really creepy location, I think. I don't know. I have some feelings about that.
I know, because if you think about it, everywhere that we ever go to investigate, clearly people have died there. Sometimes there has been like the Callista Axe murder house. You've had some murders there. But this one really does creep me out thinking about that. And I think it's just because.
Now that. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that was exactly what I was talking about. But guys, I'm going to tell you. There is supernatural stuff happening in that house. But Herb Meister was seen. And he's still there. But guys, I'm going to get off here. Thank you for listening. If you like it, give me a like. If you want to share it, please do. I will come on tomorrow about Wicked Wednesday. So guys, y'all have a good day. I will see y'all next time.